February 2022 Astro Tarot forecast. My name is Audrey Alison, and it's been a minute since I've been here on YouTube, about a month. Thank you for tuning in. I was recovering from COVID, and I was telling my clients throughout the last month I was still taking readings, and that's what I was saving my energy for. I think that COVID hit the empaths a little harder, and people that are here to as light workers to give a lot of energy to other people were really depleted if they had COVID, and I was one of them. It wasn't just a weekend cold for me. It took me out. So I'm glad to be back. Thank you for subscribing. I do want to touch upon some of the transits that I missed, but they are still in effect through the year and the first quarter of the year. And I am shuffling the Alchemical Tarot. That's the first deck that I ever used in August of 2013 on YouTube. So if you've been tuning in for that long, you remember the Alchemical deck. And let's get into it. I'm a little rusty in forecast telling, so bear with me. And Mercury is retrograde, so this is a bit of a tongue twister. But take some notes, because these dates do go back a minute and will carry through this year. I do want to cover our Jupiter transit, Aries. On December 28th of 2021, Jupiter made his final entrance into Pisces. And this transit lasts through all of 2022, through December 20th of 2022. So Jupiter is in the very last sector of your wheel. And this is the psychic house, the 12th house of intuition, psychic ability, and dreams, the subconscious mind. So Aries, above all 12 signs, has an expansion in this sector. And there is more of an optimism and faith in your belief of what you're dreaming. And your own intuition is pretty vast. I think that you are honing in on the people in your lives, and without really communicating, feeling where they are coming from. You're very receptive to others through this year. Also, your dream activity is expanding. So if you don't normally remember your dreams, this year is a time of lucid dreaming for Aries and Aries rising. And please watch all three of those signs, your sun sign, your rising, and your moon sign, for a full dose of the cosmos for the month. See, I am a little rusty. Normally I start with that. I want to talk about the Mercury retrograde that we are in. So since January 14th of 2022, Mercury slowed down at 10 degrees of Aquarius in your 11th house, and now is retrograde back into Capricorn, back to the 24-degree mark in your career sector. So Aries, throughout the last 2 weeks of January and into the first 3 days of February, there is a review of your connections and your work and career life. So you could be contemplating your role and your title in career, as well as who you're reporting to, and the reporting structure for Aries could be under a review or a shifting, and things might settle, and the reorg or the structure of work and company will settle after February 3rd. Also, you could be privately analyzing what you want to do in career, and any changes and personal changes you might be making can be assessed, but privately through now through February 3rd. Announcements will come more mid-February for Aries. Your ruling planet, Mars, on January 24th entered the sign of Capricorn and will remain through March 6th in your career sector, the 10th house. There is action for Aries here. Wherever Mars is, That is our focus, where we shift our energy. And Aries is strongly invested into how they make their living and retirement goals. The 10th house is your status, title, career, and retirement sector. So this will apply very differently for all Aries, depending on the ages, but there is development here, and you're passionate about achievement or your determination to get what you need here. That is also what Mars symbolizes: drive, determination, stamina, power, energy. There could be power struggles with boss figures, authority in your reporting structure, your jobs. You have energy here, and energy is not always positive, okay? So watch the tone of expression when talking to boss figures in your life or the people you report to. If you don't work for yourself, everyone reports to someone, even themselves. Okay, that's what I'm getting. You are held accountable to yourself. And even though Aries is very independent and the Emperor of the Tarot, everyone reports to someone, even if you have to report to yourself. So there's something in that message that says, no free days. I mean, you have to, the entrepreneurs are still, they don't get to skip the accountability when it comes to work, is the message here. Still hold yourself to a high regard. And Aries can push through in career with massive title changes or the expansion of clients. We start February on the 1st with our new moon at 12 degrees of Aquarius. This is the 11th sector of connections, social energy, clubs, groups, friendships, and organizations. Goals. Aries has a new list of goals to set for the year 2022, and the perfect day to do so is tomorrow, February 1st, our new moon in your goal sector. Goal lists don't have to be long. The message I'm getting is that one achievement is still an achievement. Think small and large when it comes to goals, and you'll be able to tackle them if you can not think in such grandeur. Aries has a tendency to think big, and you're the leader of the zodiac. It's go big or go home. But the message is even small goals are goals. So that might help someone to break down something larger that they have on their plate. If you can compartmentalize what can be done within a big goal and break that big rock into several different pebbles and then tackle those, if that makes sense. I saw a picture of a huge boulder being chiseled and broken down into other little rocks. So break up your goals to be more achievable in this month and the year ahead, because this is your one new moon you'll receive in the goal sector for Aries. The full moon of February, our closure moon, occurs on the 16th of February at 28 degrees of Leo. Oh, this is a serious full moon for you as you pack and put away the sector of fun, the 5th house, closure in the 5th house. What this means for a few Aries, some of you are actually giving birth at that time who are pregnant. I would choose the 16th as the due date, because that is when the energies come to culmination. And in the 5th sector for you, that's the sector of fertility, pregnancy, children, and fun and creativity. Some of you are completing projects at that time that are your pure enjoyment or your passive income, or even your entrepreneurial endeavors. Something can be birthed creatively or literally around mid-month, the 16th. And our sun shifts out of Aquarius on the 18th and enters Pisces to join Jupiter and Neptune conjunct. So the 12th sector of quiet, calm energy, which Aries is the antithesis of, is packed with positive planetary energy and dreamy imaginative energy, because Neptune is there. Your imagination is what is truly expanded, Aries, for the full year. Now, the sun will only be in this sector conjunct Jupiter and Neptune for the month, from the 18th of February through the 20th of March. However, Jupiter remains and Neptune remains there for the rest of the year together, which really brings out a deep imaginative or dreamy imagination. And for writers and creatives, artists and expressionists, this is a huge transit for the year, and a lot of ideas and work can be created now. Music, orchestras. I'm getting that this is an arrangement for classical pieces to be born. Jupiter and Neptune conjunct in the 12th sector for Aries. Let's see what is in your tarot for the month of February. I am putting up a tarot spread as well, but that's coming closer to the 2nd of February. Okay. If you'd like a private reading, I have been fully working throughout my pause here on YouTube. And again, I wanted to give most of my energy to my clients. And you have access to my calendar, Aries. We have a powerful month ahead of us, but March is even more so. And we can go over your chart together and look over your tarot. I'm at audreyalison.com, and you can choose the day that works for you. Aries, here are your cards. Wow, right off the bat, the Lovers, decisions, passion, choices, conception, debate, analysis. So it applies in different ways. Let's see what else we have. It's also the card of Gemini in the major arcana. Now we have Sagittarian energy, temperance, patience, moderation, nothing in excess. Don't underdo it and don't overdo it. Remaining in balance. And the Lovers card represents the duality of the Roman numeral 2 for the Lovers. And for Gemini, I should say. Temperance feels like you need to remain right in the middle of those two. And I feel like I want to straighten myself and posture up from head to toe when I say that. And I could use a good check in that area. But what I think is that this could relate to your body, balance, not everything in moderation. So eating, drinking, even resting, everything in balance for Aries. The Knight of Cups, message of love and intimacy. Now, under the Lovers card, that is a passionate invite, message, connection. Mercury is still retrograde, which tends to bring in unresolved relationships from the past, issues that need reassessment, and people popping out of the woodwork. It happens. It doesn't matter how many years go by. It doesn't matter how many years go by. People cycle back into your life, and it is up to you to determine if it's time to open the door again. You don't always have to be available. Your last card, wow, the Eight of Swords, exactly. The Beast. Don't get caught in a cycle. You don't always have to make the same decision when receiving that message. The Eight of Swords is limitation, and the mental limitations of a thought pattern over and over again. Perhaps at the end of this retrograde, in February 3rd, Mercury, you could tell yourself a different story about love. One that works, one that has a happy ending. Because with patience and balance and divine timing, the right love matches that energy, and that can come in. Okay, so what I'm getting is, Aries, you should be prepared for you. And then your equal comes in. For those of you who are out of partnership and wondering about relationship, I'm getting that. Balance you first so someone balanced can come in. That's what I'm getting here. I hope this was helpful. It's been a minute, and I'm glad to be back. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Aries. Remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.